Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be doing a reaction video on Need for Speed Heat, and it's just the tips and tricks to make money and to get away from police chases and stuff like that in Need for Speed Heat. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, turn notifications on, comment down below what video or I should do next in another video, and let's get right into the video.
Hey everyone, today I've finally finished just about everything there is to do in Need for Speed Heat, and during my playtime, I jotted down a bunch of tips and tricks that would have helped me a lot if I had known about them sooner. Now, veterans to the Need for Speed franchise, or people who have been engaged a little bit more in the community discussion, will likely know at least some of the info here, but I bet there's something in this video for everyone. So, here's everything I wish I knew before playing Need for Speed Heat. Let's start with some strategies for evading the police. One of the easiest ways to lose cops is to take a jump. Cop cars will often crash or spin out while trying to jump, and as long as you keep your speed up, it can be a great way to lose at least some of the cops chasing you. So try to keep an eye out for jump spots while being pursued. There are also some great places around the map where you can get control of the chase. The Port Murphy shipping crates area is a good spot with tons of jumps and places to break line of sight, and the racetrack is another great spot, offering a big jump on both the in and outside of the track that trips up almost all cop cars, and you can also park up at the underpass to lose a helicopter. Just keep in mind that you don't necessarily have to avoid the helicopter if it's the only thing tracking you. Blue Game on Reddit also pointed out a ton of great locations with almost guaranteed escape spots. So I'll show the map here and link you to their post on Reddit where they go into more detail about each location. Make sure you say thanks for their good write-up. It's also worth noting here that playing in solo mode sadly gives you a huge advantage while evading the Palm City PD. While playing in solo, you can actually pause the game and plot routes to gas stations, garages, or just custom markers to some good getaway spots. You can also see where spike strips or barricades are, and which road or where a rhino is coming in from. Being able to pause and plan your escape route offers a big benefit over online, where you have to make those split-second decisions and you really only have your minimap to go off of. So let's keep talking about night gameplay for some other tips here. If you're looking to build up your heat level quickly or just build up your rep, there are 3 sprint races you'll unlock midway through the game that work great: Discovery A, B, and C. Each race starts where the previous one ends, so you can run through them all in an easy sequence. They offer great rep rewards, and after completing just one, you'll usually be at Heat 3, meaning you can jump right into a high heat race. And speaking of high heat races, the game doesn't explain this clearly, so let's talk about Ultimate parts. You can only unlock Ultimate and Ultimate Plus parts at rank 50. Any level below that will reward you with Elite parts. Heat 3 races will get you every available Ultimate part, but won't drop the Plus parts that you can only get from the nightly Heat 5 race. It's also probably worth saying that at night you can't switch cars, but you can switch parts. This means that you can take your drift build out at night, but if you get into a cop chase or just want to race, buy a spare track setup and swap out your drift build for your track parts, and you'll be set. Drifting is just not a good way to win a race or escape a chase. So let's talk about racing, starting with live tuning, which the game does a bad job of showing you. To open this up on Xbox and PS4, press right on the D-pad twice, and for PC, press num6 on your keyboard. Keep in mind that this window is car specific, not global, so you'll have to tune each car individually. This window opens up some great handling tuning options, like whether or not to have traction control. And speaking of, should you have traction control if you're going for a grip build? Well, yes and no. Turning traction control on in a grip build really mixes up the handling in a good way and forces you to take better racing lines and brake before corners. So if you're looking for a slightly more realistic driving experience, TCS should be on. But in most cases, it's not faster. Grip builds with traction control off are faster if you can manage your drifting. Being able to stay on the gas throughout a full corner with just a little bit of brake drifting to pull your car around the racing line is often the fastest way to drive in Heat. I feel it's worth noting here too that although there's no way to really tell before buying, different cars do handle very differently. Besides obvious differences like rear versus all-wheel drive or weight differences, many higher-end cars will be much less understeer prone and more grippy even with the same upgrade parts. So even though you can totally take your starter car all the way up to rank 50, the higher-end cars do often handle better. Speaking of starter cars though, you can sell your cars in Heat, but you can't sell your starter car, so make that choice wisely. This has been covered a lot by the community, but it's not explained well at all in the game. To sell a car, tab left to the showcase, toggle your garage, then select the car you want to sell. The performance parts you had on the car will be returned to your garage inventory, which is nice because all performance parts transfer between cars. If you have a lot invested in parts but want to swap your car for another, just take the parts off and they'll be in your global parts inventory. And if you're looking for a good car to put those parts in, the 73 Porsche RSR with either the V6 3.6 or flat 6 swap if you're more of a purist is just about the fastest car in the game and one of the easiest to get to rank 400. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about making money. One of my favorite methods for making a quick buck is to grind drift zones. If you feel confident in your ability to 3-star drift zones, you can run them on repeat for over 6,000 bank per run. My favorite is the Brotherhood Drive Zone here because it loops right back into itself and can be done in only 10 to 15 seconds. That means you can make over 24,000 in less than a minute, which is over 1.5 million an hour. This can be run at night too for easy rep grinding, earning you over 8,000 rep per lap on Heat 5. Another good way to make some big cash early on is to run time trials. VJS has a more in-depth video on this that I'll link here, but in short, you get big bonuses for beating your times in trials. So you can start a time trial you've never done before, and just barely beat the previous ghost time by a second or so until you can't reliably beat your ghost anymore. This makes you a ton of cash, but only works a handful of times for each trial, because the time needed to beat your previous ghost is of course always going up. Alright, so let's finish off this video with some more quick-fire tips. You can shut off your engine while out on the road. On Xbox, hit LB and X. On PS4, hit L1 and square, and the G key on PC. This also apparently helps you hide from cops, but I have yet to put that one to the test myself. You can also fast travel straight from the garage instead of loading into the world, then opening your map and traveling to another safe house. This is shown at the bottom of the screen when in your garage, but a lot of people, me included, have been missing it. Another thing I've seen a lot of people tend to miss is tabbing over in the map to see your crew's leaderboard for activities and trials. Hit X on PC and Xbox, and square on PS4. Now this one is an awesome tip if you're mainly a Forza player and aren't familiar with the past few Need for Speed games. You can edit other people's wraps. So if you find a cool design that has just a bad base color or maybe a sticker placement that's a bit off, you can change anything you want about it. This is awesome, like I said, for Forza players that are used to locked down liveries. Now if you're struggling to find any collectibles or activities like speed traps, there's an online interactive map that shows the location for everything. Luckily, the game is pretty generous with the range it unlocks all of these on the in-game map, but if you're going for completion like I am, this is still a great resource to have. And my final tip is to check the comments of this video. If you've got some good tips that beginners should know about, drop them in the comments here and I'll pin them. So hopefully anyway, there will be a lot of pinned comments below this video for you to sift through. And with that said, that just about wraps it up for this video. I hope you found at least some things useful in here, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.
And that's it for that video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, turn notifications on, and bye.